Okay. And, and how long did you stay there?
I stayed there for about a week.
1 week. Oh,
Yes.
wow. Good. Good. And did you have a relaxing time?
Yes, I did.
Okay, good. I'm glad to hear it, Viet. Uh, Mrs. Ha, can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you well.
Okay. Thank you,
Yeah.
Mrs. Ha. So anything I need to know before I
Um,
start this class?
no, that is.
Okay. All right. Thank you, Mrs. Ha. What time does your class start, by the way, Mrs. Ha?
I'm teaching them now.
Oh, you're teaching now. Okay. All right.
Yes.
I won't interrupt you. Okay.
Okay.
Thank you, Mrs. Ha. Okay, Viet, we'll just wait for someone else in the class to join us. What I'm going to do today, going to concentrate a little bit more on writing instead of speaking. How is the weather in Hanoi today, Viet?
Is a little bit cold today.
Okay, a little bit cold. All right. Have you started school again for the new year?
Yes.
Sorry, Viet, I didn't hear that.
Yeah. For a week.
Yeah. Okay, you started this week. I was reading a story online last week about how they have raised the amount of traffic fines in Vietnam. Does that make sense?
Uh, I don't can read newspaper, but I think it makes sense.
Right, because so for people who do not stop at the red light, or for people who ride in the footpath, they've increased the fine quite a lot, I heard. Do you think it has made any difference to the traffic?
I think it makes some difference because I think the amount of traffic jam and
Hmm.
uh, is reduced a lot.
Oh, good. Oh, good. Glad to hear it. Do you have a motorcycle, Vietnam?
No, I don't have one.
Okay. Do you want to get one or not?
I don't want to cycle until I'm living out or 18 years old because
Yeah.
the house is not too big to cycle.
Okay. Ming Ang. Xin chào Ming Ang.
Hello, teacher.
How are you, Ming Ang?
I'm fine, thank you. How are you?
I'm good, thank you. And Quang, how are you?
I'm fine, thank you.
Good. Can everyone turn their cameras on, please? Ding Lam, how are you?
I'm fine, thank you.
Good. Okay, I can see you, Ding Lam. I can see you, Quang. I can see you, Ming Ang. Thank you. Can't see you yet, Viet Tien.
My camera is a little bit, so I can.
Okay, don't worry. Don't worry. Okay, everyone, I think we will get started because it's after past. So, welcome back to class. I hope you had a relaxing time with your families or relatives during TET. I hope you had a chance to unwind and take a break from study. So, it's great to see you all again, and I'm looking forward to teaching you all again this year. Before we start, today's lesson. Do you have any questions for me? Anyone have any questions? Okay, so we're going to start with a little bit of speaking today, talking about sport, and then I want to concentrate a little bit more on the language we need to know for writing task one, the sort of language we need to know when we are writing about graphs and charts. So that's what we're going to be doing today. Jaming, chào con. Can you hear me, Jaming? Okay, not yet. Doesn't matter. All right, everyone. Okay, just going to share a screen with you in just a moment. Just want to check something first. Okay. Actually, I'll make sure I have the sound turned on first. Right, that's better. Okay, Ming Ang, can you see the screen talking about sports?
Yes, I can see.
Okay, great. So what we're going to be just doing now is listening to the vocabulary, and we're going to be practicing some of this when you get to talk about sports. So everyone, please just, you can watch the video and have a listen to the conversation, please.
So, what are you up to this weekend?
We have a match on Saturday. No plans for Sunday yet.
A match? You mean you're playing?
Yeah, have I not told you before? I play five-a-side football in a local league. We play most Saturdays.
Where do you play?
Indoors, actually, in a sports hall.
That sounds fun. How did you get into that?
I do it with some old friends from university. We played when we were students, and we've kept it going since then. Anyway, what about you? Any plans?
I also have a big sporting weekend. It's the marathon.
You're doing the marathon?
Not exactly. I'm doing a half.
That's what, 21 kilometers?
Yep.
I didn't know you were so into running.
Okay, so we'll stop it there, and I will just show you the dialogue. Okay, sorry, I should have turned on the subtitles then, but doesn't matter. You can see the dialogue here. Okay, so you can see here, this is what they were saying. Okay, so the first thing is, I'm going to get you to practice. So what are you up to this weekend? Viet Tien.
Yes.
What is another way of saying this, by the way? So what are you up to this weekend?
I think is what is the plan for the week?
What is your plan for the weekend? Good. What is your plan for the weekend? Or what are you doing this weekend? Okay. What are you up to this weekend? What are you doing this weekend? What is your plan for the weekend? All mean the same thing. Now you'll notice, everyone, that the question starts with this word here, so. So is like an introduction word, normally used when you're going to answer or ask a question, okay? Especially when you're answering a question and maybe your answer is going to be a little bit long. So you start your answer by saying this word, so. So I want you to start your answer, okay, using this word. Does that make sense, Ding Lam?
I understand.
Okay, so please start your answer by using this word, so. It's very, very common in English. Will help make you sound more like a native speaker using this word. So, very, very common way of starting either to ask a question or to answer a question in English. So, Ding Lam, what are you up to this weekend?
This weekend, I do homework and play the video game.
Okay, this weekend I will do homework. Okay, need to have the word will in there. So can you say it again, please, Ding Lam? Okay, and remember to start with the word so. Okay, so Ding Lam, what are you doing this weekend?
This weekend I will
So
do,
sorry, Ding Lam, have to start with the word so. Okay.
so
Yep.
it's
So
so
this weekend. Yep.
so this weekend I will do homework and play the video game.
Good. Okay, that's better English, Ding Lam. Much better. An Hong, welcome to class, An Hong.
Hello, teacher.
How are you, An Hong?
I'm very well. And you?
Good. I'm good, thank you. All right, so you might have heard what I did with Ding Lam. I want you to answer the question. You must start with the word so. Okay, An Hong? Okay, An Hong, you start your answer with the word so. Do you understand?
Yes.
Okay, good. So, An Hong, what are you up to this weekend?
Uh, I usually go to play basketball.
Sorry, I didn't hear the beginning of your answer, An Hong. Remember, you have to start with the word so, okay? Remember, everyone, so isn't like an introduction word that you can use at the beginning of a question or an answer. Very common in English. People start with so. Okay? It's just a way of introducing a question or answer. Doesn't mean anything by itself, but it is just an introduction word. So, please start again, An Hong. What are you up to this weekend?
Going to play basketball. And doing the homework.
Okay, good.
Playing video game with my friend.
Oh, okay, that's good. Kwang, your turn. Kwang, so what are you up to this weekend, Kwang?
I don't have any plan for this weekend yet.
All right, remember to start your answer with so, everyone. Okay, so say that again, Kwang, and start your answer with so, please, okay?
So I don't have any plan for this weekend yet.
Okay, good. Okay, so using the word so, everyone, makes you sound much more like a native speaker. Okay, like I say, this is very common. Meng Ang. So
Yes.
what are you doing this weekend, Meng Ang?
So this weekend I will read book and clean my house.
Okay, good. And Viet Tien, what are you up to this weekend?
So this weekend, I'm planning to go on a football match with my friends.
Okay, good. All right. That's good answer, everyone. So what we are practicing, as well as the answer, is just getting used to using this word here, so, at the beginning of our answer. And like I say, this is very, very common in English. Makes you sound more like a native speaker. So, it is just an introduction word to any question or answer. Okay. All right. Next word to practice. So you can see the answer to this question here. Where do you play? The person has said indoors And you use this word when you want to give more information. Actually, in a sports hall. Actually, again, is a very common word in English when you are giving more information. Okay, so I want you to practice now using the word actually. So, via Tian,
Yes.
where do you play football?
Actually, I have a nice football stadium for near my house. So me and my friends going to rent it for about an hour to play football.
Okay, good English. So, via Tian, you would have heard he started with the word actually, which is good. Okay, that's what I want you to practice. Ming Ang.
Yes.
You like reading books, don't you, Ming Ang?
Yes.
Okay. Where do you read books? Where?
I read book in my home. Actually, sometimes I read in library.
Okay. Good use of the word actually, okay? But remember, library is a noun, Ming Ang, okay? Library is a noun, so a noun needs an article in front of it. Okay? Do you remember, Ming Ang? What are the three articles? Do you remember?
And
Okay, and there's one more. A, the, and what is the third one? Can you remember?
no.
It is an. Okay? A, the, and an. A-N. A-N. Okay? A, the, and an. So when you talk about library, Meng Ang, because library is a noun, must have an article in front of it. So you would say, actually, I sometimes read in the library. Okay? Does that
Yes.
make sense, Ming Ang?
Yes.
Okay, remember, everyone, every time you use a noun, you must have an article in front of it. Kwang,
Yes,
do you play any sport, Kwang?
I play badminton.
Okay, where do you play badminton, Kwang?
I play at school actually in physical house.
Actually, in what's it called? Physical house.
It's where we can play sport
Okay,
at school.
physical house. You mean like a gym? Do you mean in English?
No,
GYM. Is it the same as a gym?
no. In my school, there have where we can play sport in there.
Okay, you have a room where you can play sport, or a a hall, HALL, where you can play sport. Is that right?
Yes.
Okay. I'm just trying to think what you would call it in English, Kwang. Usually you would play badminton. I'm thinking of English on the badminton court inside the sports hall. Does that make sense?
Yes.
Okay, so maybe you can use that word. Just like you can see here, Kwang, on your screen, okay, in a sports hall. Okay,
Okay.
is the English word for where you might play badminton inside. Ding Lam,
I'm here.
do you play any sport, Ding Lam?
I play basketball.
Okay, so I want you to use the word actually in your answer this time. Where do you play basketball, Ding Lam?
I actually play basketball in the school and in school with my friend.
Mm-hmm. Okay, you actually play at school with your friends. Okay, that's good, everyone. Okay, all right. And the last thing we're going to practice that they said in the conversation, all right, how did you get into that? Okay, which means how did you begin playing that? Okay, how did you start playing that? What got you interested in that? An Hung,
Yes.
An Hung, do you play a sport, An Hung?
Uh, I play basketball in my school with my
Okay, good. Okay, how did you get into that, An Hung?
uh
Remember, it means how did you start playing basketball? What got you interested?
I started playing basketball when I was 8 years old. When my mom start thing start get me into some basketball club.
Okay, good, good. So this time I want you to start your answer using so or actually, An Hung. Okay, can you do that?
Uh,
So give me the same answer, but start your answer using so or actually. All right. So An
okay.
Hung, how did you get into playing basketball?
Actually, I started playing basketball when I was 8 years old. Um, my mom, my mom let me join the some basketball club in Hanoi and school.
Okay, good. Good, An Hong. So straight away, using actually or so makes you sound much more like a native English speaker. All right,
Yes.
Ding Lam. Okay, Ding Lam, same to you. Please start your answer using either so or actually. Okay, Ding Lam?
Okay.
All right, so Ding Lam, you play basketball, is that right?
Yeah.
How did you get into that, Ding Lam?
Uh, I play.
Remember what word you have to start with?
Actually, I
Yeah.
actually play basketball with my friend. I played basketball when I 8 years.
I played basketball from when I was 8 years
Uh,
old.
and I
Eight
was
years old.
8 years old.
Okay, good. Kwang,
Yes,
now you told me you play badminton, is that right?
yes.
How did you get into that, Kwang? Remember,
I
please start your answer with so or actually.
so I played with my friend. We play after we learn a lot of things at school, and we keep it until we we go out of school, and I really love that.
Okay, good. Okay, so we keep that until we finish school. Okay? Until we finish school. Ming Ang.
Yes.
So I remember you've told me before that you go swimming. Is that right?
Yes.
How did you get into that, Ming Ang?
Uh, Actually, I go swimming because my mom taught me.
Yep,
My mom
my mum,
taught me.
your mum taught you, or your
Uh,
mum takes you to the swimming pool.
yes, my
Okay,
mom with me.
my mum takes me to the swimming pool.
My mom takes me into swimming pool.
Okay, so you started with actually, which is good, Ming Ang. So this is how you should say, these are the correct words for your answer. Actually, or so, I got into that because my mum took me to the swimming pool. Can you say that, Ming Ang?
Yes, actually, so I go swimming because my mom uh take me into swimming pool.
Takes me to the swimming pool. Don't need to say in, okay, Ming Ang? My mum takes me to the swimming pool. Can you say that, please, Ming Ang?
Yes, actually, so I go swimming because my mom takes me to swimming pool.
Good. Viet Tien.
Yes.
So you play football, is that right?
Yes.
How did you get into that, Viet Tien?
I play football because my friends.
Okay, sorry, Viet Tien. Remember, you have to start your answer with so or actually. Okay.
Yes. Actually, I start playing football since my friend take me to the game.
Sorry. I've been playing football since my friend.
I've been playing football since my friend suggested me.
Okay, suggested to me.
Yes.
Suggested to me.
To me.
Okay, suggested. All right, so you're talking about football, so really need to say, my friend suggested it to me. Okay, can you say that, please, Viet Tien?
Uh, actually, I have been Actually, I have been playing football since my friend suggested it to me.
Okay, much better. That's good, Viet Tien. Much better English. Okay, everyone. So I'm going to go through all three of the questions with you now. Okay, all three of these. I want to hear in your answer, you begin with so or actually. Okay, so we are practicing. You can hear me using so all the time, by the way. It's very common in English. Okay, very common to either explain something or to ask a question. So, An Hung.
Yes.
All right. So I'm going to ask you all three questions now. An Hung, are you ready?
Uh,
Okay. And remember, I want you to have so or actually to start your answer. So, An Hung, what are you up to this weekend?
so yeah, in so I usually go to playing basketball with my friends and doing the homework.
Okay. Yeah.
Sometimes I will playing video game.
Okay. So where do you play basketball, An Hung?
Uh, Actually, I play basketball at my school or some public court in the park.
Good. And
And
how did you get into that, An Hung?
uh, so uh, so I started playing basketball when I was 8 years old. Uh, because my mom uh let me join join some basketball club in Hanoi.
Good. Okay, good. An Hong, good English. Okay, doing well. All right, Ding Lam, are you ready?
Yeah, I'm ready.
Okay, remember, I'm going to ask all of you all three questions now.
Okay.
All right, so Ding Lam, what are you up to this weekend?
So I will do my homework and play video game with my friends.
Ah, video games. Where do you play video games? Ding Lam?
Um, actually, I will play video game in my house or the nest.
Okay, and how did you get into playing video games?
Uh, I'm I'm I play video game with my friends, and I play video game from I when I was 10, no,
When I was
11,
10,
11 years old.
11 years old. Good.
Yeah.
That's good. Okay, that's good, Zinglan. That is your answer. I play with my friends, and I've been playing video games since I was 11 years old. Does that make sense, Zinglan?
Yeah.
Okay, good. Kwang, are you ready?
Yes.
Kwang, so what are you up to this weekend?
So I don't have any plan for this weekend.
You play badminton. Is that
Yes,
right, Kwang? Where do you play badminton?
I play badminton at school, actually in a sport hall.
Great. And how did you get into playing badminton, Kwang?
I played with my friend when I was 12 years old. We always play that after we have learned on a lot of things on class. I love that moment.
Okay, good, Kwang. So the only thing, very good answer. The only thing I will correct, when you are talking about your age, years must have an S on the end because years is plural. So you say 12 years old. Okay, Kwang?
Okay.
Okay, so you are 12 years old, not 12-year-old. Okay, has to be years because 12, of course, is more than one. So you must have an S on the end. Ming Ang, are you ready?
Yes.
Ming Ang, what are you up to this weekend?
So this weekend I will read books and clean my house.
Read books. Where do you read books? Where do you usually read books, Ming Ang?
Can you repeat?
Yes, where do you usually read books?
Uh, I read book in my house. Actually, sometimes I read it in the library.
Good. Okay. Good. Good, Ming Ang. And how did you get into reading books?
I reading book when I was 13 years old.
30. Okay. I started reading books when I was 13 years old. Okay. Have to use the word started. I started or I began reading books when I was 13 years old. Can you say that, please, Ming Ang?
Yes,
I
I started reading book when I was 13 years old.
Okay, better. Okay, that's good, Ming Ang. And finally, Viet Tien, are you ready?
Yes.
Okay, Viet Tien, what are you up to this weekend?
Uh, so this weekend I'm going to have a football match with my friends.
A football match. Where do you play, Viet Tien?
Actually, I play at a football stadium near my house.
And how did you get into playing football?
Actually, I have played football since my friend suggest me it to me.
Good, Viet Tien. Okay, that's very good, everyone. You are using actually and so perfectly now. That's great. Makes you sound much more fluent, just even using those two words to start your answer or to have somewhere in your answer. So, like I say, these two words, very, very common in English as a way of introducing your answer. So, people in English, they use the word so all the time. So, what are you doing this weekend? So, What is your favorite food? So, where did you go for Tet? So, what are you doing tonight? Okay, so very, very common way of introducing a question. And actually, it's a very common way of introducing an answer. Actually, this weekend I don't have any plans. Actually, my favorite food is pho. Actually, I went to my hometown for Tet. Okay, so that's how it works. Does anyone have any questions about that? Okay. Right, for the rest of the lesson now, we're going to concentrate on writing.
I wasn't.
Oops. They can go away again. All right. All right, I'm sure most of you will remember we started to look at this graph a few weeks ago. Okay, so this is learning vocabulary about describing increases and decreases. Remember, increase means to get bigger, decrease means to get smaller or less. So, you can hear I'm using the word so all the time, all right, to introduce my answer or introduce the next sentence I'm saying. This is a typical graph you will see in writing task 1. Let's again just remind ourselves of some of the vocabulary. Had risen slightly. Had risen slightly to 5.2%. All right, this is rising slightly. To rise slightly means to go up just a little bit. Unemployment then remained stable. So I'll make this a bit bigger so you can see it a bit more easily. Okay, unemployment then remained stable. Vietian, what does remain stable mean? Vietian.
Remain stable means stay the same.
Stay the same. Thank you, Vietian. So you can all see here, remain stable. It stayed the same. Then what happens? Well, you can see it says here, from this point on, there was a steady downward trend. Okay, it means it kept going down, a steady downward trend. Steady downward trend means it fell. Okay? And by January, which I'll make it a bit smaller, by January, Ming Ang,
Yes.
how do you say this date, which I have highlighted? How do you say this?
2004.
Correct. Very good, Ming Ang. 2004, okay, the rate had fallen or gone down to around 4.9%. Okay, so we're talking about this part of the graph. Okay, next part. It stayed at this level. We're talking about this. It stayed at this level, stayed the same until May the same year. Sorry, I'm talking about this bit here. Okay, stayed at this level until May. Then there was another small drop of 1%. All right, then looking at this sentence here, from March to May 2005, there was a small increase of 1%. Okay, small increase, talking about this bit here. Went up a little bit, went up slightly. But this did not last long, and the figure had fallen back. Okay? Go away. Fell back, okay, in July. Then from September 2005, there was an upward trend in the rate of unemployment. All right, the figure, what they've got here, the figure shot up. Shot up. Kwang?
Yes.
What does this mean? The figure shot up. Can you tell me what that means? The figure shot up.
It rise fast.
Very good, Kwang. Okay, it increased or rose very fast. To shoot up. Shoot up. Then again, it remained stable for a couple of months. Ding Lam. Ding Lam.
I'm here.
What does remain stable mean? Remain stable?
Is
Looking at this part of the graph, it remained stable. What does that mean?
don't up and don't down.
Okay, which means it didn't change.
Yeah,
That's what
it
you
didn't
say.
change.
Didn't change. It remained stable. Something that remains stable stays the same. It doesn't change. Okay? All right. Then it rose sharply again. Rose, you can see this rose sharply means increased quickly. Okay. And then it reached a peak. Reached a peak. Ang Hung.
Yes.
And Hung, it reached a peak of what number? And Hung, okay, this has reached a peak. Remember, the peak is the highest point of a graph, just like
Uh,
a peak is the highest point of a mountain. Reached a peak of what?
is read
Reached a peak of
approximately 5.6 5.7
5.7. Good. 5.7 what? And Hung, what is this?
percent.
Good, good. 5.7%. Good, 5.7%. Okay, so hopefully this has reminded you now of the words we use to describe increases and decreases. Okay, so now a quick test here. So this is one thing that we haven't mentioned in this graph. Went up and down frequently. Vietien.
Yes.
What I know you know this. What word means went up and down frequently?
Is the word fluctuate.
Correct. Fluctuate, everyone. And again, I will send that to you in chat, just in case you have forgotten. All right. And it would normally be fluctuated because remember, with graphs, we're always talking about something that happened in the past. So we must use past tense. So it fluctuated, went up and down. So in chat, everyone, in chat, I want you now to find two phrases in here, two phrases which mean it did not change. Okay, so please use chat to send me your answer. Two phrases in this paragraph which means it did not change. So please send me your answer in chat now. I think we might have started on some of this last time, but this is good revision since we haven't done it for a few weeks. All right, two phrases which mean it hasn't changed. Okay, two phrases, please, not just one. Okay, Viet Tien, you are correct. Quang, you are correct. Jiaming, can you hear me? Ming Ang, you are correct. Ang Hong, I'm just waiting for your answer. Can you hear me, Ang Hong?
Uh,
Okay.
sorry, my internet has some problem.
Okay, An Hong, all right. Thank you for letting me know. Okay, Viet Tien, what are the correct answers, Viet Tien?
Is remain stable and stay at this level.
Good, everyone. So the two correct phrases mean doesn't change, remain stable, and where's the other one here? Stayed at this level. Okay, mean it doesn't change. Next one, everyone. Two phrases that mean went up a little. Two phrases that mean went up a little. Again, please send me your answer in chat. Two phrases that mean went up a little. So not just went up, but went up a little. So again, please send me your answer in chat when you are ready. Two phrases that mean went up a little. Okay, thank you, Viet Tien. You are correct. Thank you, Ming Ang. You are correct. Ding Lam. Had fallen does not mean went up a little. Okay, Ding Lam? So two phrases that mean went up a little. Quang, that is correct. Ang Hong, I assume you're still having trouble with the internet. Ming Ang, what is the correct answer? Ming Ang.
Had raised slightly, and there was a small increase.
Okay, so the first one is had risen slightly. Can you say that, please, Ming Ang?
Had risen slightly.
Good. Okay, not risen. It's risen. Pronounced risen. Okay. All right, everyone. So the two phrases means go up a little. These ones here had risen slightly. Okay. And there was a small increase. Both mean went up a little. All right. Next two. Went up very quickly. Went up very quickly. Again, two phrases, everyone. Went up very quickly. Same thing again, everyone. Please send me your answer in chat when you are ready. One of them is correct, Ding Lam, but not the other one. Your first one is correct. Quang, that is correct. Both are correct. One is correct, Ming Ang, but not the other one. One is correct. Remember, we're looking at went up very quickly. Same Viet Tien. One of yours is correct, the other one is not. Okay. Quang,
Yes,
what is the correct answers, please? Went up very quickly. What are the two phrases?
it's roll sharply and shot up.
Correct. Okay, so both the phrases are here, everyone. Shot up. Okay, the figure or number, figure and number mean the same, remember? Figure shot up means to go up very quickly. Rose sharply also means to go up very quickly. And just looking at on the graph, okay, this, okay, shot up, okay, or rose sharply. Shot up or rose sharply. Both are ways of describing what has happened here on the graph. It's gone up. The percentage of people unemployed has gone up very quickly. So shot up or rose sharply. Both mean the same thing. All right, next one, everyone. This one, arrived at its highest point. Arrived at its highest point. One phrase. Just one phrase this time, everyone. One phrase that means arrived at its highest point. Thank you, Viet Tien. Thank you, Quang. Thank you, Ming Ang. Not quite, Ding Lam. Not quite. Viet Tien, what is the correct answer, please?
It's reach a peak.
Good. Reached a peak. Okay, reached a peak. is this one here, arrived at its highest point. Peak, the same word as the top of a mountain. In English, you talk about a mountain peak. Mountain peak is the top of a mountain. Same word is used in graphs. Okay, it reached a peak, reached its highest point. Ding lam, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can.
Okay, does that make sense, Ding lam?
Yeah, I understand.
Reached a peak. Okay, peak is the highest point. Okay, reached a peak. That's how you describe the highest point of a graph. Okay, next one, everyone. One phrase that means went up noticeably over a period. What does period mean? Period is short for period of time. Instead of saying period of time, sometimes it's just written as period. Went up noticeably. Noticeably is an adverb, just means went up so you can easily see it. So went up noticeably over a period of time. One phrase. Went up noticeably over a period of time. Or went up noticeably over a period. Please choose the one phrase from the paragraph that means that. Ding Lam, you are correct. Quang, you are correct. Ming Ang, you are correct. Viet Tien, you are correct. Okay, Ding Lam, what is the answer, please?
There is a marked upward trend.
Good, a marked upward trend. Okay, so a trend, this word here, just means something that happens over a period of time. Trend and over a period of time mean the same thing. Okay, marked, something that is marked is something that is noticeable. Again, they are just synonyms, marked and noticeable. So there was a marked upward. Upward, of course, means to go up. Trend means something that happened over a period of time. So that's quite easy, that one. A marked upward trend. Okay. Marked upward trend, where would it be? What are they talking about in the graph? September 2005. Yeah. Okay, they are talking about this part of the graph, a marked upward trend. Okay, you can see it's very noticeable. Suddenly goes up over a period of a couple of months. All right, next one, everyone. Two phrases that mean went down. Two phrases that mean went down. And remember, we're using went because it's past tense, of course. So we're not saying go down, which is present tense. We're always saying went down. So two phrases that mean went down. Thank you, Quang. That is correct. Or is it? I'll just check. Thank you, Viet Tien. Two phrases that mean went down. Okay, you're correct, Viet Tien. Correct, Ming Ang. All right, that's long enough, everyone. Ming Ang. Ming Ang.
Yes.
Two phrases that mean went down, please.
Had fallen and there was another small drop.
Good. Okay, had fallen, of course, means go down. All right, and there was another small drop. Okay, small drop means to go down. Drop means to go down. Drop. Another small drop and had fallen are the two of them. And the last one, everyone, went down gradually over a period. This one here, a phrase that means went down gradually over a period, which, by the way, is the opposite of this. Went up noticeably over a period, went down gradually over a period of time. This one should be easy to you by now. Went down gradually over a period of time. Everyone? Thank you, Kwang. You are correct. Went down gradually over a period of time. Thank you, Ming Ang. Thank you, Viet Tien. Anybody else before I give the answer? Okay, Kwang, what is the correct answer? Kwang.
A steady downward trend.
Correct. Steady downward trend. This one here, everyone, in case you are not sure, there was a steady downward trend. Remember, trend just means something that happens over a period of time. Okay? Usually either up or down. A trend can be up or down. Steady, okay, means gradually. Steady means gradually. There was a steady downward trend over a period of time. All right, and what they are talking about, by the way, steady downward trend describes this part of the graph. So, Viet Tien.
Yes.
All right, just again looking at how we read the graph. The steady downward trend, Viet Tien, when did it start?
The steady downward trend
started, remember past tense, steady downward trend started when?
From May to July 20.
Which year?
2004. From
So
May
you
to
were
July.
Oh, I see. You're looking at this bit. Okay, so I'm looking before then. Before then, Viet Tien?
Oh, okay. Then it must be from November 2003 to January 2004.
Before that, Viet Tien. Try again. Try again.
Steady downward trend.
Steady downward trend. When did it start?
It starts from September 2003.
Correct. Okay. Because Viet Tien, okay, steady downward trend means it happens over a period of time. Okay. This one, all right, is a little bit short period of time. All right. So that's why we don't use it to describe this. All right. Only happened over 1 month or so. But this one happened over a few months. Does that make sense, Viet Tien?
Yes.
So we say steady downward trend for something that is falling for some months, okay, over a longer period of time. Ming Ang,
Yes.
the steady downward trend, okay, began in September 2003. Do you understand that?
Yes.
It began, okay. What was the rate of unemployment in September 2003? What was the rate of unemployment in September 2003?
No, there was a steady downward trend.
Yeah. So at the beginning of that, which was in September 2003, what was the rate of unemployment? Remember, we're looking at the x-axis here. This is the rate, okay, rate of unemployment. So in September 2003, at the start of the steady downward trend, what was the rate of unemployment?
5.2%.
Correct. Very good, Ming Ang. Again, hope everyone can understand that. The rate of unemployment. Remember, everyone, this is the x-axis. This is the y-axis. X-axis measures the rate of unemployment in percent. Okay. Y-axis shows us months. So we can see that the steady downward trend began in September 2003 when the rate of unemployment was 5.2%. So that means, by the way, 5.2% of all the workers in the UK were unemployed in that month. 5.2%. Kwang.
Yes.
Are you good at maths, Kwang?
Yes.
Okay, good. So if the number of unemployed, Kwang, in September 2003 was 5.2%, all right, that's the unemployed. What was the rate of employment in that month? Can you tell me? If 5.2%.
94.8.
Correct. Very good, Kwang. You understand correctly. Okay. So if the unemployment rate, everyone, that's good, Kwang, is 5.2%, that means 94.8% are employed or have a job. Unemployed, of course, means you don't have a job. Employed means you have a job. So when, of course, you are using percentages are always out of 100. I'm sure most of you know that already, but I'm just reminding you. Okay, Ding Lam.
I'm here.
Okay, in July 2004, Ding Lam.
In July 2004.
Before, yes, the rate of unemployment was stable. Okay?
Yes.
Okay, what was the rate of unemployment in July 2004?
It is 95.2.
No, we're looking, remember, you need to look at the x-axis for this. This is the x-axis. July 2004. Okay, which was the beginning of a period when the unemployment rate remained stable or didn't change. What was the rate of unemployment from July 2004 to March
4.8.
2005? Sorry? Sorry, Ding Lam. Sorry.
Unemployment is 4.8%.
Correct. Good. Okay, you can see here very clearly. So you would say between July 2004 and what? Ding Lam? Between July 2004 and what other date?
March 2005.
Correct. Good. The unemployment rate remained stable at 4.8%. Good. An Hung.
Yes.
An Hung. In September 2005, the unemployment rate began to shoot up, or it shot up. Is that correct? Can you see where I'm looking?
Yes.
In September 2005, the unemployment rate shot up. What did it shoot up to? In November 2005, the unemployment rate increased or shot up to what?
Sorry, can you repeat my Wi-Fi don't very fast?
Okay. In September 2005, the unemployment rate began to increase. It shot up, which remember, shot up means increased very quickly. Shot up to what? To what number?
5.2%.
Correct. Good. Okay, you can all see that. It shot up from 4.8% to 5.2%. Very good, everyone. So you are all reading the graph correctly. Okay. Let's look at another graph. See if we can do the same with this one. Okay. Viet Tien, can you see the document that says Ielts writing task 1 line graph vocabulary?
Yes, I can.
Good. All right, everyone. So these are all the words you need to know, okay, to describe increases and decreases in graphs, okay? These are all the ones you need to know. There are actually more than this, but I have given you five words to describe each thing that can happen in a graph. These are all the ones you need to know. Like I say, there are more than this, but you only need to use 5 each. All right? So these words all mean to go up, to describe an upward trend. Viet Tien, can you read all of them for me, please? Viet Tien.
Rose 2, increased 2, went up 2, climbed 2, grew 2.
Good. Okay. So of course you use 2 when you are going to put a number in here. Okay. So you might say we were looking before at the rate of unemployment. The rate of unemployment rose, or you might say the rate of unemployment rose to 5.2%, whatever it says. So you always need the preposition to when you are going to put a number in. So these all mean the same. They are synonyms for going up. Rose, increased, went up, climbed, and grew. If you can't remember any of those, please write them down. Okay, they're all very useful, but they all mean exactly the same thing. Ming Ang.
Yes.
Okay, the next one is vocabulary describing a downward trend. Okay, can you please read the 5 of them, Ming Ang?
Fell to, dislike to, decrease to, dropped Dropped to, went down to.
Good. Okay. This is pronounced dropped, by the way, Ming Ang. Like it's just a T on the end. Dropped. Can you say that, please? Dropped.
Dropped.
Good. Okay. Not drop it, everyone. Not drop it. It is just dropped. In this case, the ED, it happens sometimes with English words. The ED is pronounced just like a T. So you say dropped, not dropped. I know this one here says decreased. Actually, it is the same. It is like a T as well. Decreased, not decreased. Okay, this is dropped, not drop it. All right, so all these mean went down or to go down. Fell, declined, decreased, dropped, went down. Quang.
Yes.
Okay, these are 5 phrases or words that describe stability, okay, or something that remains the same. Can you read them for me, please, Quang?
Leveled out at, did not change, remained steady at, stayed constant at, fluctuate
Okay,
at.
this is a word you might not have seen before, everyone. It is a French word, okay? Plateaued is how it's pronounced. Plateaued. Can you say that, please, Quang? Plateaued.
Plateau.
Plateaued with the D at the end. Plateaued.
Plateaued.
Plateaued, okay? E-A-U in French is pronounced like an O. E-A-U in French is pronounced just like an O. Plateaued. Can you say that, please, for me, Quang?
Plateau.
Good. Ming Ang.
Yes.
Plateaued. Can you say that, please?
Plateaued.
Good. Viet Tien.
Plateaued.
Good. Ding Lam.
Plateaued.
Good. And An Hung.
Plateau.
Plateaued. Plateaued.
Plateaued.
Okay, good. So remember, everyone, it is plateaued because it is a French word. E-A-U in French is always pronounced like an O. So that's why the word looks a bit strange. It's French. Plateaued means the same as all of these. Plateaued. A plateau on a mountain, the word comes from a mountain, just like peak is the top of a mountain. A plateau is a flat part of a mountain. A plateau is a flat place on a mountain, plateau. And the same on a graph. If you see a part on a graph that is level or steady, it is described as a plateau. Plateau. So again, any of these words that you need to write down, please do so. They are all synonyms. Ding Lam.
Yeah, I'm here.
Okay, this is vocabulary that describes relative or slow change. Can you please read all these words?
Just under, over, well under, over, rally, approximately, about.
Okay, couple of corrections. This word here is pronounced roughly. Can you say that, please, Ding Lam? Roughly.
Roughly.
Good. In this word, the GH is pronounced like an F. You might have seen this already in some other English words. Roughly. Roughly. And this one here is pronounced approximately. Can you say that, please, Ding Lam?
Roughly.
Approximately. Can you say that, please?
Approximately.
Good. Approximately. Approximately. Roughly, approximately, and about all mean the same thing. Roughly, approximately, and about. This is what you say when you are not sure of the exact number or the exact figure. So you say roughly, approximately, or about. Something that is a little bit high or low, you say just under or just over. For something that is high or low, you say well under or well over. And the last one of these, vocabulary that describes fluctuation. An Hong,
Yes.
can you read these for me, please?
Uh, fluctuated, fluctuated around.
Yep.
Peak, peaked, peaked at.
Good. Peaked at. Okay, and remember this is where a number would go. Unemployment peaked at 6%. Unemployment fluctuated around 6%. And remember, fluctuate just means go up and down, up and down. All right, here we have another graph for you. And then another task 1 graph. Vietian,
Yes.
can you please read for me the title of this graph?
The title is Goods Transported in the UK.
Okay, good. And can you please read this bit here, Vietian?
And such. The graph below shows the quantities of goods transported in the UK from 1974 to 2002 by 4 different modes of transport.
Okay, I'll just check this one with you, Vietian. Quantities. Can you say that, please? Quantities.
Quantities.
Quantities. Quantities, everyone, means amount. Okay, the amount of goods or the number of goods. Quantities. This one here, modes of transport. Vietian, can you think of a word, another synonym for this? 4 different modes of transport. Thinking of a word, Vietian, begins with the letter T. T.
E.
T.
What? I cannot think of any others, but
Okay, I think you know. I think you know it, Vietian. I think you do. Okay, the second letter, this modes. Modes is a synonym. The second letter of the word Vietian is Y. T-Y.
Type.
Yes, types of transport. Modes and types mean the same thing. Okay, Vietian?
Yes.
4 different modes of transport, 4 different types of transport. Ming Ang.
Yes.
Okay, looking at the graph, what are the 4 different modes of transport?
Is road, water, road, and propellant.
Okay, so this word here is pipeline.
Pipeline.
Pipeline, pipeline, pipeline. And you're probably thinking, what does pipeline mean? Pipeline is what you use to send something like gas, okay, or petrol along, okay? A pipeline, pipeline. You use it for sending gas or petrol. You could use it for sending water pipe, pipeline. All right, so these are the 4 different modes of transport. So remember, everyone, when you first see a graph, any graph like this, the first thing you do is look at the title, all right, which Vietian showed us before. Then the next thing you look at are what is on the x-axis and what is on the y-axis. Quang.
Yes.
What is the x-axis measuring on this graph?
Years.
No, the x-axis. Remember, the x-axis goes up and down the page. The y-axis goes across.
Million tons.
Of what? Million tons of what?
Transport in the UK.
Sorry, of what?
I don't know.
Okay. What is this? What is this word here?
Good transport in the UK.
Goods. Okay. What are goods? What are goods? Do you know, Kwang? Goods. What does that mean? Goods transported in the UK. Can you think of another word for goods?
Better.
No, not in this case. Okay, goods. Ding lam, do you know? Goods.
Well,
No, this is a different meaning of goods. I'm glad I asked you this. Different. Remember, a lot of English words have two meanings. This is a different meaning. An hung, do you know? An hung? What does goods mean in this case? You should be able to guess from the rest of the title. What does goods mean? Goods. An hung?
Uh,
Goods. Can you
I,
guess what are goods? Not
mm,
sure? All right, Viet Tien, I'll ask you. Last
not.
one, Viet Tien.
The goods is like the thing you transport. I don't know how to describe it.
Okay, a good word, by the way, everyone, is products. Okay, products or things. Okay, in this case, goods just means products or things. Goods can be anything, any sort of product or thing. TVs, refrigerators, computers, cars, motorcycles. They are all goods, okay, that can be transported. Microwave ovens, furniture, tables, chairs, beds, they are all goods or products. Does that make sense to you now, Ming Ang?
Yes.
Okay, so this word here, goods, when you see the S on the end, you know it just means some sort of product, some sort of thing. Okay, usually from a factory. Goods can also be food. So food, furniture, cars, they are all goods that are transported. Okay, everyone, so questions. Actually, I might save these for next week. At the moment, we'll just look at interpreting the graph. Okay, so we saw that on the x-axis, it measures millions of tons of goods. What is on the y-axis? Anhung, anhung. Anhung, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can.
Yeah,
But
what is
it's
on
very
what is on the y-axis of this graph? Okay, this is the y-axis. Okay, what does the y-axis show us, Anhung?
number is here.
It shows us years. Okay, these are all years. So everyone, please remember, when you first look at a graph, you look at the title, so you know what the graph is about. Then you look to see what is being measured. First of all, you look at the x-axis. Okay, the x-axis is the one that all goes up and down the page. The y-axis goes across the page. In these sort of graphs, the y-axis always measures some sort of time. In this case, it is years. Could be days, could be months, but in this case, it is years. The x-axis measures the amount of goods. Okay. Viet Tien. In 1974, Viet Tien, how many million tons of goods were transported by road in 1974?
There were approximately 40 tons.
By road?
No, road is over by about 70 tons.
Good. Okay, good. So you're looking here. You can see approximately 70 tons. Ming Ang.
Yes.
Can you remember another word for approximately that begins with the letter R? Can you remember this word?
About.
No, begins with R. About begins with A. What is a word begins with R? I showed you before. Can you remember?
No.
Roughly. Roughly. Can you say the word, please, Ming Ang? Roughly.
Roughly.
Good. This word, Ming Ang, this word here, can you see it?
Yes.
Okay, so roughly, remember everyone, roughly, approximately, and about all mean the same. All mean the same. Roughly, approximately, and about. Okay. Kwang.
Yes.
In 1990, the amount of goods transported by water was roughly what?
Roughly 60.
Roughly 60? Yeah, roughly 60. So we're looking at here, everyone. Oops, when I get my pointer back, here. 1990, the amount of goods transported by water, roughly 60, about 60, approximately 60. Okay, close enough. Ding Lam.
Yeah, I'm here.
Let me see, 2002, Ding Lam, the amount of
Yeah.
goods transported by rail was roughly what? 2002.
To and road is
The amount of goods transported by rail was roughly what in 2002?
is 40.
Okay, you say is roughly 40. 40 what? 40 what? Ding Lam, what does this say here?
Yeah.
Oops.
40 million tons.
Correct. 40 million tons of goods were transported, so roughly, approximately, or about 40 million tons. And the last one for you, An Hung.
Yes.
Okay, An Hung, see if you can do this one. Okay, the amount of goods sent by pipeline plateaued between 1982 and what year? The amount of goods sent by pipeline plateaued from 1982 to when?
To 1990.
Correct. Very good, An Hong. Okay, this here, everyone remember, is a plateau. Plateau, this word here, all right, did not change, leveled out, remained steady, stayed constant. This is a plateau, everyone. So the amount of goods sent by pipeline plateaued between 1982 and 1990, and it also plateaued. Viet Tien?
Yes.
The amount of goods sent by pipeline also plateaued between what years?
1982 to
No, we've already said that. So
yes.
I've said the amount of the goods plateaued between 1982 and 1990. They also plateaued between what years? Also.
1994 and 2002.
Correct. 1994 and 2002, the goods sent by pipeline stayed the same, stayed constant, didn't change, plateaued. Okay, that's enough for this lesson, everyone. Okay, who can't I see? Vietien, can't see you. Quang, can't see you.
I don't have it.
Jiaming, you've been hiding all this time. That's right, Vietien. I know you said you had problems with your camera. Okay, everyone. So that is the end of the lesson for today. Thank you for coming. Thank you for paying attention. Okay, so next week we will continue with that graph. All right, so remember what we've been doing is looking at words to describe increases in a graph and decreases. Okay, up, down, increase, decrease, rose, fell, all those sort of words. And remember, for our speaking, we looked at using the words so and actually when we are either asking questions or giving answers. All right. Ming Ang, what are you doing now? All right. Please give your answer. Give me your answer using so or actually. Okay. What are you going to do now, Ming Ang?
So I am doing homework.
Okay. So I'm doing homework. Good, Ming Ang. Ding Lam. Ding Lam, what are you going to do now? All right, Ding Lam, please give me your answer beginning with so or actually.
So I will do homework and play in video game with my friends.
Good. An Hung. An Hung,
Yes.
oi. What are you going to do now?
So I'm going to eat my lunch right now.
Great. Quang,
Yes,
what are you going to do now?
I think I do my homework.
Okay, remember, have to use so or actually, Quang. That's what we're practicing. Begin your answer with so or actually, okay? So, Quang, what are you going to do now?
So I do my homework now.
Okay, good. And Viet Tien,
Yes.
what are you going to do now, Viet Tien?
Actually, I'm preparing presentation next week.
Okay, good luck with that, Viet Tien. Okay, hope it goes well.
Yes, thank you.
Good. All right. Thank you, everyone. So I will see you next week. All right. So have a good week, everyone. Have a great week. All right. And I will see you next Sunday. Tam Viet.
Goodbye, teacher.
Tam Viet. Bye bye.
Teacher.